Have you ever wondered why your life didn't follow a straight line? Why your journey has had so many twists, detours, pauses, and strange loops? Have you ever felt like everyone else was growing straight and tall while you were struggling just to stay rooted? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll explore one of the most powerful and liberating metaphors for personal growth, the crooked tree. The tree that doesn't grow straight upward, yet survives storms, shelters life, and spreads wide and far, teaches us that life isn't meant to be a vertical race to the top. Sometimes, the best way to grow is sideways. In a world obsessed with linear progress, we are taught that success looks like a climb up the corporate ladder, up the social hierarchy, up in numbers, wealth, or influence. But nature doesn't always work like that. Look around you. Rivers meander, roots twist, vines spiral, and trees bend toward sunlight even if it means growing at an angle. Why then do we expect our lives to be any different? Let me tell you about a tree I once saw growing on the edge of a rocky hill. The soil was thin, the wind was fierce. Most other trees around it had broken or died, but this one, it had bent sideways, wrapped around stones, spread its branches low to the ground, and clung to life with a kind of stubborn grace. It wasn't tall, but it was white. It wasn't elegant, but it was strong, and in its crooked arms, birds built nests, shade covered the ground, and travelers rested beneath it. That tree didn't fight to grow like the others, it adapted, and in doing so, it thrived in a place where normal trees couldn't. How many of us are trying to grow the trite's way, straight up, predictable, impressive, and in doing so, we ignore our training. You resist our wind. We judge our path against someone else's and call ourselves failures. But real growth doesn't always look impressive. It often looks awkward, invisible, slow. But it is deep. It is true. There's a myth that to be successful, you must follow a standard timeline. Graduate by 22, get married by 30, have kids by 35, retire rich by 60. But life isn't a spreadsheet, it's a forest, and every tree has its own season, shape, and strength. Some trees grow tall fast, but they snap in the first storm. Others take decades to root, but once they do, they live for centuries. What kind of tree are you? Have you felt ashamed for not achieving more by a certain age? Have you compared your journey to others and found yourself lacking? Have you been told to straighten up your life when all you've ever done is survive where others would have given up? And this message is for you. You are not failing. You are growing differently. Let's dive deeper. The crooked tree is resilient, learns how to navigate adversity without breaking. Instead of fighting obstacles, it wraps around them. Instead of demanding sunlight, it finds light in unusual directions. Instead of competing with taller trees, it becomes a world of its own. That's the power of non-linear growth. Think of the single mom who works nights and studies during the day. He might not have a glamorous life, but her perseverance builds generations. Think of the man who didn't find his purpose until his 40s after 2 failed careers. Now he mentors others with wisdom only failure could teach. Think of the artist who struggled in obscurity for years, only to finally create a piece that changes lives. They didn't grow up, they grew white, complex, ill. And just like trees, your value isn't in your height, it's in your roots, the shade you provide, the fruit you bear. the beauty you add to a messy, wild, and wonderful world. There's a Japanese term, wabi-sabi. It means beauty and imperfection. Celebrates things that are flawed, irregular, and incomplete, because that's where character lives. Crooked tree has more character than a perfectly straight one, just like a weathered face tells more stories than a smooth one. If you're constantly trying to fix your crookedness, stop. Your bend might be your brilliance. Let's talk about comparison. One of the greatest killers of peace is the belief that someone else's growth makes yours less valuable, that their timeline should be your benchmark, that their highlight reel should be your daily reality. But you weren't made to be like them. Sycamore doesn't envy a vine. Rose doesn't compete with a cactus. Why should you compare your path to someone who isn't walking your terrain? Your dot isn't to outgrow others, it's to grow you. Here's a truth most people miss. Linear paths can be limiting. When you're too focused on going straight up, you ignore what's around you. You miss the chance to explore, to experiment, to stumble into something beautiful you never planned. Any breakthroughs happen in detours. Any relationships blossom in unexpected places. Any passions are discovered through failure. So when life pushes you sideways, don't panic. Pay attention. Maybe it's leading you somewhere deeper than you imagined. The crooked tree isn't a mistake. It's a masterclass in adaptation. And let's not forget, some of the strongest, wisest people you know didn't rise, they grew widely, perfectly, courageously. Now let's get practical. If you're in a season where you feel lost, delayed, or behind, ask yourself, what strengths have I developed by growing in this unique way? What storms have I survived that others didn't see? What perspectives do I have that a straight path wouldn't have taught me? Write those down. They are your hidden roots. And ask, what would it look like if I stopped trying to be like everyone else? What if I embraced my strange path, my late bloom, my unusual shape? What if I stopped climbing and started spreading? The world needs more crooked trees, trees that offer shelter to those who feel like misfits, trees that prove survival is beauty, trees that remind us that perfection is not the goal, wholeness is. And to all the parents, teachers, leaders watching, remember, not every child will grow the way you expect. Some will stumble, some will rebel, some will take the long way, of them anyway. Trust their process, be patient with their roots. Because often, the most remarkable people begin as the most misunderstood. Here's a final story. There was once a boy who struggled in school. He couldn't sit still, failed exams, and was always in trouble. Teachers said he'd never amount to anything, but his mother believed in his spirit. He didn't force him to fit in. You let him explore. That boy grew up to be a genius inventor, changing the world in ways school never measured. That's what happens when we stop trying to fix crooked trees and start nurturing them. Thank you for watching this video. If your life hasn't followed a straight path, we'd love to hear your story in the comments. Let's celebrate the sideways, the slow, the strange. Like, subscribe, and help us continue building a forest where every kind of tree is welcome.